So I posted my first YouTube video some days back, and let's just say it didn't quite go as planned. But instead of explaining to you how it went, I'd rather you see it with your own eyes. Another part of myself if I concentrate on just one part. So you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I can't believe I'm saying these words, but here. Secondly, I'm going to be doing my makeup during this video, and at the end of the video I'd like to see how good I did. So I'm trying to learn some makeup by myself online, and I hope it's not that bad. Whenever I get the chance to get professional makeup classes, I definitely am going to get it. But for now, I just do my makeup on my own. And at the end of the video, I hope you can rate my makeup. Chicho. I want to take this opportunity to applaud content creators and YouTubers who go the extra mile to make sure they put out content, valuable content, relatable content, entertaining content here and there, because it's not easy. So let me give you some background context to all of this. I actually edited this video for like 1 week. I used about a week to edit this video, and then I actually posted my video on the 1st of October, but my video only got out on the 3rd because I kept having rejections. It kept turning and turning and turning, like my network was bad. So when I finally got my video posted, I was super excited, only for me to want to watch my video, and then I saw those glitches. But I said to myself, I'm going to post the video as it is, because I went through a lot. I went through a lot to edit the video. I went through a lot to create my thumbnail, to create my intro, to create my outro. And I was so mad because my outro finally didn't even show in my video, because the end of the video was all glitched. But no problem. Those are small glitches that try to discourage us. But we are here. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to post the parts of my video that were glitched, because I cannot go through all that stress for nothing. I'm going to play clips of my video that were glitched that you didn't get the chance to watch from my first video. So I'm going to play those parts first, and then we continue to the rest of my video. Clicker of God. I hardly can niche myself down to one thing. I find it difficult. I find it's like I'm wasting another part of myself if I concentrate on just one part. So you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I can't believe I'm saying these words, but here, this is Shans from Cameroon. What you see is what you get. This is me. And with time, you're going to learn, maybe my thought processing and everything. But these are my interests, and these are things I'm interested in sharing about: music, eye care, fitness, beauty, travel. Everything that God created, which is beautiful, that I want to share, which concerns me, I just want to share. So if you're interested in, just exploring, those different aspects about me, then you're welcome. And I'm really happy to have you here. I hope it's like they just go beyond what you expect them to do. And I'm like, these people are human beings, and I just really love how they've evolved. So when I had this opportunity to visit Nigeria, I was so excited. So hope you enjoy, and I hope you learn a thing or two from my experience and from what I'm going to be sharing on this journey. So welcome to my YouTube channel, and I hope that you stay, and I hope you learn, and I hope you share, and I hope that we're going to go on this long journey for a very long time. So peace out, enjoy. So now to the juicy part, to how my trip went. Woke up early in the morning, prepared. I'm going to put another video up of my little preparations, the little things I was going to use on this little trip. But on the juicy part, so this is my primer. So got up early morning. The person accompanied me to the airport. We actually left for the airport very early because I had to be leaving by 9:30. So we got to the airport early. We got to the airport It was an uneventful ride. It was a nice, beautiful morning ride to the airport, and then we got to where we had to. So this, I didn't know this. I didn't know that the custom officer had to ask me if I was carrying food, and I said yes, I was carrying food, but I later regretted because what I had in my bag was just plantain chips and grilled groundnuts, and those were just snacks. So they asked me to pay 6,000. I'm going to add it to my video. I'm going to add a picture of the receipt for the custom. I think it's something to do with transporting food from one country to another. I have my boarding pass to go to. So I was a little early and I had to wait for check-in to start. I had already checked in previously online, so I just had to wait to get for my bags to be checked. So this was the beginning of my hectic trip because they told me the plane was full. I don't understand what that means anyway, but the plane had to come from somewhere else. I've forgotten where from. Take us and then take us to Lagos. So they said the plane was full and I had to check in all my bags. So my initial plan was to stop at Nairobi, spend some time, then go to Nigeria. So I initially packed all of my little self-care and personal hygiene stuff in my carry-on, but later I had to take all of these things out because I was told I was going to check in all these bags. So I picked some few items and I placed them in a smaller bag I just carried around. It was like a little white gift bag I just had with me, so I just placed those things in my bag. It contains some of my important personal stuff too. So I did all these processes, and so just watch the video. Yes. Then my frustration started here because I realized I couldn't find my little bag that had my personal items, the items I had taken from my carry-on bag. So I just started getting mad. I was really angry. I was just angry at the trip. I was angry at Kenyan Airways. I was angry at the airport authorities because when you're traveling, sometimes you already have the instinct, or you have 3 bags. You already have in your head you have 3 bags. So when you come and then they just change, your plans, and then you're forced to have another bag, sometimes you forget that you actually have now 4 bags. So that's what happened to me. I just actually forgot. And imagine the flight had to be delayed for about 3 hours, and all the time I was there, I didn't think I had another bag. It was just about an hour so my flight. I was like, it just occurred to me I had a smaller bag. My goodness. So I had to go back to I had to leave the waiting room, take permission from the guys there. I went back right to the beginning of to the check-in process. The lady at the check-in process told me she saw me leave with my little bag. I said okay. So I went through all those different stages and I couldn't find the bag. So I alerted the guys at the waiting room after moving up and down. And each time you move, everywhere you pass where there's a station, they ask you where you're going to. So you present your passport. So it was just a daunting experience for me, moving up and down, up and down. I remember I had first of all moved up and down because I was trying to find a clean restroom. The restrooms weren't very, very presentable and they didn't have any toilet paper. Yeah, I'm walking back because there's no toilet paper in the bathroom and I have to go and find it. Yeah. So that's one of the things. I moved up and down checking, looking for toilet paper. And you know how big airports can be. You have to walk. It was disappointing. I even had to meet one of the cleaners who was cleaning to ask him, and he told me he's actually the one responsible for this, refilling and cleaning these toilets, but he didn't receive the material he needed that day, and he didn't receive items he had to place in the restrooms. It was horrible. I think that the airports should be, the Cameroonian airports, they should do better. The restrooms are not pleasant at all. I actually regretted even trying to look inside. But that's by the way. One of the police officers at one of those big halls who do fingerprints and all that stuff. I was lucky for one of them to offer. I went to ask the ladies actually, so she offered me some of her these napkins, these paper napkins that they sell, these pocket paper napkins, and that's what I was able to use. So I was done with that. So back to my bag. So after moving up and down the airport, and I was frustrated because by now my flight was like in 30 minutes time. No, check-in boarding was in about 30 minutes time. So I was really getting anxious about forgetting my bag or my bag being stolen. But one of the things I appreciated about all of the authorities at the airport, nobody panicked, and they just kept encouraging me and saying I should not worry, my bag cannot get missing here, that there are cameras everywhere and they are going to find it, so I should relax and just make sure I check well. So all of them were relatively calm, and it was a little annoying, but it was a little reassuring as well. So once I got back to where I started from and I told them I had checked everywhere, they said okay. So they now called somebody else. I believe it's one of the people who worked where they control surveillance cameras. So he called the guy and explained my situation to him. So they said okay, they're going to look into it. So after about 5 minutes, because I was just pacing and watching and waiting for what they were going to do, so after about 5 minutes, this person I was talking to asked me to go sit where I sat the last time I had my bag, and that was just out of the door from where I was. That's why we sat, because when we came in they were still trying to book. We were waiting for them to start checking us into the waiting room. So that's why I sat, and that's why I was very sure I left my little bag. So he told me the person at the surveillance room has asked me to go sit back where the last place I sat, where I thought I left the bag. So I went and sat there for about a minute or two. I actually was a little confused because those seats sometimes are a little familiar, but I was able to identify finally where I sat. So I went and sat there for about a minute or two. So I think within that period, he was able to understand my position, so he was able to monitor everything happening. So after about a minute, the guy told me okay, it's fine, he knows, he's now going to monitor that area. So I came back in, and in the next 5 minutes or so, I just saw this person I was talking to, this officer I was talking to. He just dashed out of the room with a phone on his ear. It's like he was communicating with the surveillance guy. So he went out running, and then he came back with somebody else who looked like one of the cleaners. He was walking with the cleaner, and then he had my little bag in his hand. I was so relieved. I was super relieved. So once he came, he handed the bag over to me, and I was so grateful. I was, very happy. And then when I looked into the bag, I saw that it was a little stained, like it had been kept somewhere which wasn't very clean, because I feel like some drops of dirty water had dropped into my bag, and then some ground or sandy substance was also inside. But I didn't mind. It's just that it stained one of my little shirts that was inside. I even forgot I was supposed to do makeup. It's not easy, this YouTube. So once I got my bag, I now asked him, I said, so this guy actually took my bag. We were just there some minutes ago, and he knows people were there waiting to get into this waiting room. How can he find a bag? And then he doesn't come and signal to ask who left their bags. Immediately he takes the bag away, knowing that there are surveillance cameras everywhere. I don't know if he even knows. Some of these people they don't use their brains. If you want to be a thief, at least be an intelligent thief or something of the sort. Anyway, I was just super happy I got my bag, so I just told the guy I was very grateful, and I actually tipped him a little bit. So that's it. I just think that the lesson to learn from this is to be vigilant at the airport, and I applaud the authorities or the officers at the airport for how they handled the situation. They didn't make any fuss out of it. They just made sure they handled it, and I was super grateful for that. Because the truth is, I was actually surprised at how they handled it, because we have the impression of, not the impression, we experience some of these authorities, these police officers being very rude, unwelcoming to your problems, you know. But I really applaud the Cameroonian, the airport authorities for this one. I just hope that I hope that all, or at least most of them, act this way. So delayed flight, losing my bag, and I was already very hungry and tired, so I went and had a little bites with my auntie. We had a little beautiful bite here, very nice croissant. And after about 3+ hours, finally the plane came, we boarded. So we just watched the video too. Now I took a plane from so I was going to Lagos, Nigeria, but I went with Kenyan Airways and I had to stop in Nairobi, Kenya. Then a 4-hour flight back to Lagos. No, what am I saying? I took a 4-hour flight to Nairobi, Kenya, then a 5-hour flight from Nairobi, Kenya to Lagos, Nigeria. That's another story for another day. Anybody who hears what I did is like, are you crazy? Why did you do that for? But I had my reasons and I didn't mind. So I had to go to Nairobi, spend a day, because I had to have a long transit. So I had to spend a day in Nairobi, then go back to Lagos, Nigeria. So this is how my trip went before I got to Lagos.
You still at the airport? You're with him. Tell him to come.
I'm having a cup of coffee. No sugar at all.
No, especially for chocolate, it's already sweet.
So I need to talk about this food. I think I had this butter chicken curry and I did not like it. So I asked for something spicy and African. It was only the rice I was able to manage just because I was hungry. The salad dressing had a lot of salt, so I basically just ate because I was hungry. And this chicken curry, it wasn't going. Finally, I wasn't able to visit Nairobi because the flight was delayed by 4 hours and I got there very late and all my plans just changed. And I finally didn't stay. I was supposed to stay there with someone. I finally didn't stay there. I just freshened up. I'm hungry actually. 2 paracetamol because I have a backache. So I need to have some tea, pasta, and banana bread. And I start finding my gate so I can be close to the gate. Because I'm supposed to leave by, I'm supposed to start boarding by 7:30. So at this point, we were just waiting for our boarding to start. And while I was in this room, I had the surprise of my life. I'm going to be showing you the personality who walked in and who I had the privilege to meet here. Guys, you know what was. And yes, you will not believe who walked in, and I did not miss the opportunity to go say hi to this person. I'm going to share it in my next video because it's too important. It's a privilege and it's too important for me to include it into this video. So I'm going to do it in my next video, just for the personality. So continue to enjoy the rest of the video. So here we are going to board our flight to Lagos. Doing a little video. Touchdown, Lagos, Nigeria. I am super excited. Tired, but so one of the things that I noticed was all the officers always saying you should tip them, and there's the way they say it. They said something like voila, show officer love now, show officer love now. I found it a little bit hilarious and interesting because I kept hearing it everywhere I went. So like, show officer love now. I was like, I just came, I didn't have anything. So I had a number of a driver, Mr. Osaro, from the YouTube page of Bio. He goes under the name The Nigerian Nomad on YouTube. I'm going to link his name here. Yes, so I saw the name of this driver from his page. I think he posted a video on one time on when he visited Nigeria, and he said this guy is very reliable. And then he shared a number when someone else asked for the number on the comment section. So I took the number of this driver, and he's the one who helped me out during my movements here. So I was really happy about that. Shout out to Bayo. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and helping some of us, because Mr. Osaro was very helpful during my stay. And shout out to Bayo too for encouraging me and commenting on my first YouTube video. I'm that was a real booster, and I appreciate you so much. So that's what I wanted to put out there. Back to my makeup. Quick question, by the way. I have a very serious question. Why does it happen that each time I want to do my makeup, one of my brows always feels like it's better than the other one? When I start with this brow, it goes okay. When I want to go to this one, see what happens now. It just got stained, and it's so annoying. Anyway, back to the video. Foundation time. This foundation really suits my skin tone. What do you think? Okay, back to the video. At this point, I'm just going to let you guys enjoy the rest of this makeup session, and I'm going to fast forward it so you get the results early enough and we concentrate on my trip. I'm going to give the longer version in another video. And here we have the final result. 3, 2, 1. What do you think about my makeup? I think I did pretty good. For somebody who hasn't had any formal training, I'm proud of myself. What do you think? Do you think I should improve on some certain aspects? Yeah, I think I made a mistake somewhere. Please share. Thank you so much for watching my video to the end, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed sharing this video with you. It was such a beautiful experience. But stay tuned, there's more to come, because in my parts I'm going to be sharing with you a very important personality I got the honor of meeting during my trip. You wouldn't believe this, and you don't want to miss it. So stay tuned. While admiring my makeup, let me just tell you. So this was how my trip went. I had a very beautiful trip. I enjoyed it, and I was super excited to arrive. I met this policeman who offered to share his Wi-Fi with me, and I was happy about it. This friendly policeman at the Nigerian airport was very friendly and said, "Oh, you're from Cameroon?" And then they tried to speak French, and then he said, "Okay." I said, "Yeah, I'm from Cameroon," and he said, "What are the kinds of food I plan to eat when I go to Nigeria?" I said, "It's sheo first." And then the other things I used to hear about, like amala and ewedu, something of that sort. I just wanted some African food. Yes, and then the Nigerian jollof. I plan to eat that. But in the meantime, my makeup is done. So rate. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. just engage. If you have any questions you want me to clarify, I'm very, very happy to do that. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. Peace out. Love you. Thank you. Peace out.